Our 10th and final presenter is Samskrathi Sharma, whose presentation is titled, When the Gut Clock Fails, Fat Prevails.
Every weekend, I decide to sleep in late, but I'm awake at 6 a.m. like it's any other weekday. Who is to blame? My circadian rhythms, of course. Circadian rhythms are your body's internal clocks that tell you when to perform different functions during the day and night. All our circadian rhythms have an interesting work ethic. They work throughout the week for 24 hours every day and don't take off even on the weekends. All of this can be a tad bit annoying on Saturdays when you want to sleep in late, but you must be grateful that they exist. If your circadian rhythms are disrupted, they are known to predispose you to several metabolic diseases such as diabetes and obesity. Obesity occurs when your body accumulates a lot of fat, and one such way that this can occur is when your gut cells misbehave. So for my PhD, I'm trying to understand how the cells in our gut can alter the predisposition to obesity. These cells in your gut, like every other cell in your body, have a circadian clock, which tells them what functions to perform during the day and night. So for my PhD, I decided to investigate if disrupting this clock would lead to an altered predisposition to obesity. I worked with mice who had a dysfunctional gut clock, and these mice were allowed to feast on a high-fat diet along with mice that had a functional clock. And I monitored this over weeks and tested whether they gained a lot of weight, deposited fat, and tested other markers of obesity. And as you can see in the picture, mice with a dysfunctional clock tend to be more obese and tended to accumulate a lot more weight. But why is that? This is because our circadian clock in the gut is disrupted, and these mice can no longer tell what time of day it is. So they don't know when they start and stop performing different functions. Something very similar occurs when we travel across different time zones and experience jet lag. Something similar occurs when individuals work at odd times, such as during night shifts. My research and other work like this is trying to identify how different organs in your body can contribute to your overall metabolism and alter the outcomes of diseases. What this goes to tell us is that ultimately what you eat is as important as when you eat it. Ultimately, the goal of finding this is to kind of narrow down on a therapeutic and target the circadian clock to alter outcomes of obesity or alter the times in which you administer drugs. So the next time you think of grabbing a midnight snack, think about the poor clock in your gut whom you're going to confuse. Thank you.